I've been around a minute. In fact, I've been on this YouTube channel for 8 years now. And on previous YouTube channels, I've been on YouTube for close to 15 years, or ever since basically its inception, with a computer repair channel, a channel on claw machines, a channel on Magic the Gathering, a card game, board games, trading card games. For as long as I can remember, I've been on YouTube. I've seen a lot of careers rise and fall, and a lot of flashes in the pan, a lot of people who have gone on to great success. And I've seen this all happen before when a channel collapses. And it generally always comes down to one thing: hubris. It's very rare that a channel destroys itself simply for organic reasons. They made an oopsie, for example. Now, if you don't know who Pirate Software is, you probably haven't been around the interwebs for some time. Essentially, he got famous using a voice changer and artificially lowering his voice and claiming it was a second puberty, and doing shorts. His channel really, really exploded on YouTube doing shorts. And he has a modest streaming audience, several thousand viewers, certainly more than enough to pay the bills. And I don't really know what kind of views he gets on his YouTube channel, but over the past several weeks, he's lost more than 100,000 subscribers. And it's not because he was wrong. He came out boldly against the Stop Killing Games initiative, which is an initiative that anyone with a brain supports. Essentially, I may oversimplify it here, but buying a game should mean that you own the game. And when you buy a game and that company shuts down or wants to shut down the servers, they shouldn't be able to take away the game that you paid for. I think that's extremely normal, a normal thing. Like, I never got a chance to play that Friday the 13th game that everyone was having so much fun with because the license expired. But I can't imagine what it feels like to have paid for that game and never be able to play it again or have the servers shut down. It is an initiative that just about everybody supports. Now, Pirate Software chose a different path, instead claiming that it was used car salesman BS. But look, I've been wrong a million times. You could probably go through my channel and find a half dozen apology videos, maybe more. Part of the reason I've stayed around as long as I have is that I don't have a big ego. I try to accept when I mess up, and even if I've doubled down in the past, generally I come around because, to err is human and it happens. Well, you could handle it that way, or you could handle it the way Pirate Software is handling it. And you can see I have very rarely seen a YouTube channel collapse this badly. I mean, this is a channel that is losing 10,000 subscribers a day. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100, 100. And it is not stopping. He's lost more than 120,000 subscribers just basically ever since his dumb, Stop Killing Games thing started. He's been hemorrhaging subs. Minus 10 in January. That's kind of not a big deal. Minus 30 in February. Minus 20 in March. 10 and 30 is 40, 50, 60, 70, 130. He's lost almost 200,000 subs. I don't know that I've ever seen anything quite as bad. And it's just because of his hubris and his refusal to apologize. Can you imagine having 2.38 million subs and having 500 people watching you? Again, most of his videos still do okay. 100,000, 200,000 from 2 weeks ago. He hasn't put out a video in, well, actually, let's see, because he hasn't put out a video in 10 days. And if we go to this video from 10 days ago, it has 23,000 dislikes, according to the YouTube dislike tool, which is hardly directional. I don't know if they've given it an update and if it's gotten any better. But, let's put it this way. To have only 3,000 likes on a video that has 181,000, if you have 181,000 likes or 181,000 views, you should have at least 10,000 likes. That's generally 10% is kind of what I see as general. He has we'll call it 4,000. Let's round it up. I don't even want to look at the comments because I'm sure it's just shredding them. Noticing a distinct lack of uploads this week, Thor. So now he cares about consumer protections. Is this the guy that cries all the time? Stop harassing YouTubers who actually know how to code. He also got exposed for having sloppy coding, which I can't speak on because I actually went to college for management computer systems and completely failed at coding and got kicked out of college and had to go to a tribunal to beg them to let me back in because I was so bad. I was failing every class I was in. I just never could understand coding. I could do web design just fine, but I could never understand coding. So, planning on spending $100,000 going to school for coding was probably not a great idea. Fortunately, I made a change, but 170,000 minus 170,000 subscribers in 30 days is wild. Why are the comments disappearing? I have met legitimately crazy people that are still less delusional. I mean, the pile-on is crazy, and it's not just on YouTube. If you look at his Twitch channel, he had 1,100,000 followers on Twitch. He's lost 53,000 followers in just the last 14 days, 70,000 in the last 30 days. And again, ever since he came out against Stop Killing Games, he has been hemorrhaging subs. All of this could go away. He could stop the bleeding tomorrow with a sincere video. One of his subscribers said this to him on his stream the other day, and it's a perfect example of why this guy will continue to lose subs.
Put up a video saying you were wrong with every situation and the internet move on. I am not doing that. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, really?
Yeah, simply bend the knee and lie about how you feel, and everyone will stop bullying you. That's a great idea.
They're not bullying you. They are. I mean, it's like this guy's been around a long. Like nobody really has an excuse in 2025 and not understanding how the internet works. You put out an apology video, whether or not you mean it, and you make it sincere. You don't do the long sigh. You don't have your stupid dog in it. You don't do this. It's very simple. And you could simply say, hey, you know what? Maybe I was wrong about this thing. I still have my feelings about it that, I hope I'm wrong. Because at the end of the day, I really just want the best for people that play video games. Because that's what I'm in the business of doing. I mean, the guy literally plays, video games for a living. And so I don't know exactly why he thinks, that doubling and tripling down on this makes any sense whatsoever. Pirate Software has been one of the most vocal against the movement. The game developer and Twitch streamer stated it was too vague in its terms. That might be true. He also stopped working with Ludwig's off-brand game studios as well as Rivals of Aether 2 was review brigaded over his stance. I never really saw any evidence of that. He has addressed some of the controversy around him, but has no plans to apologize. Even if some viewers believe that will stop some of the unhinged behavior against him. I think that that's true. Now, the streamer has been swatted over his take, again, I 100% do not support that. He also claimed to have thousands of threats on his life, which, again, I do not support. But this guy is probably the most bonkers, conceited lunatics I've ever seen. Like, bro, you had an opportunity where you were making millions a year. What did I say? Look at his YouTube channel. Okay, what was his average viewership? Now, he came out of nowhere, as you can see here, basically, and basically hacked the shorts algorithm. But I mean, there was some month where he had 200 million views, 145 million views. I mean, he's making $100,000 to $200,000 a month on YouTube alone, not including his Twitch. Like, bro, how can you not swallow your pride? You can't swallow your pride for $2 million a year, especially when you were just flat out wrong. I've never seen anything like it. This is the most spectacular implosion I've ever seen. And it's literally over nothing. Is it because he just doesn't want random anonymous people on the internet to be right? Hey, I can understand that. But you're going to torpedo your entire platform over it? I mean, this guy has no friends in life. If this Thor character had any IRL friends, they would be telling him like, bro, what are you doing? Like, you have EU politicians coming out saying a game once sold belongs to the customer. Literally everyone disagrees with you. Maybe even if you just secretly think, hey, this is going to fail, you don't have to go against the consumer. We've seen video game companies do this time and time again, and they just, quite frankly, haven't figured it out. Now, maybe because this guy's history is in coding and video game development, he has the understanding of the consumer of a game developer, which is entirely possible. But his mistake was not in being wrong. Right? Look, they estimate his earnings between 300,000 and 5 million a year, which is crazy. Like, it's not in that he was wrong, because you can have a bad take and you can be wrong. But it's that he's been doubling and tripling down for the last 3 months, and he's completely collapsing his following. This is one of the most spectacular collapses I've ever seen, and it will be studied one day on how literally hubris is the one reason that he has destroyed a multi-million-dollar empire. And it's not, he's not even right about stop killing games. He's not even right about it. But the fact that he's so arrogant and so into doubling and tripling down, it makes me cheer for his collapse. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.